That's right, E-King Fight News. Max Kellerman of HBO fame has basically corrected. If you ever check out this episode, which I'm sure no one will, is Jim Lampley's The Fight Game. Max Kellerman goes on the record and says, you know what? Trainer of the Year should go to Lomachenko's dad. Lomachenko's pops. Anatoly Lomachenko should get Trainer of the Year. Here's Max Kellerman, and I'll just let him do the explaining.
But Anatoly Lomachenko, Vasily's father, has trained him the entire time, his entire life. And Lomachenko has been untouchable this year. The training, in other words, what he's getting in the ring and reenacting, essentially, which are the motions you go through in training, separate him from everyone else. And for that reason, I'd say Anatoly, and along those lines, you could also say Virgil Hunter.
Virgil Hunter,
again,
yeah, absolutely. Virgil
Hunter
Hunter, yeah.
Showed up in the ring in a way that, other than Lomachenko, no one showed up.
You know what? You look at that first fight. You look at that first fight with Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. That's the first fight that really set up the second one. You know, that first fight meant a heck of a lot for boxing in general. That was really the fight to crown a new pound for pound champion after Mayweather left the sport. Andre Ward won, and everyone, it's like everyone went all in and they took their chips back. It's like, oh no, Kovalev lost, no. And oh my god, and all hell broke loose. Oh man, you see the racists come out, people. But Andre Ward really secured that number one pound for pound spot for the majority of this year up until he retired. You know, up until he retired, he secured it. And it's a shame because it's such a short run on top. And that, like, you look at what Mayweather did, he was on top for a heck of a lot longer. And as long as he was on top, you couldn't really give it to Andre Ward. But now Lomachenko is pouncing on this opportunity, and the media is backing him. And now the pressure's on, because you want to give him that crown. You want to give him the crown, but not everyone can sit on the throne, if you know what I mean. It's a lot harder to stay on top and to continually fight the best if you want to call yourself the king. And Terrence Crawford is already living up moniker. He's stepping up to face Jeff Horn, and he's calling out guys like Keith Thurman and Earl Spence. He has no problem with those fights. Bob Arum, his promoter, has shown interest in trade deals with Showtime fighters. So that tells me all I need to know in terms of, does this dude really want to step up? Now, when it comes to the best fighters on Showtime versus Lomachenko, why not? Why not? And the name that comes to mind is Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is that fighter that happens to be, a couple of weight divisions above Lomachenko. He could probably come back down to 135 if they wanted to do a catch weight. He could probably do it, Garcia. You know, I'm not sure if he truly is a natural 140-pounder. Perhaps for those who have more knowledge on Mikey Garcia and his weight, you could always leave that in the comment section below. But let's hear Max Kellerman continue.
Literally inventing a new craft set for the sport.
It is unique to Vasily Lomachenko. And so you could say yes, except it does require enormous physical gifts. You know, unlike Roy who was, the best ever at that stuff, or Hector Camacho, or some great athletic fast fighter who develops a style around the gift. So when the gifts, when they lose a half step, they're not nearly as good anymore because they relied on that superhuman speed, right? The Lomachenkos have developed something here that doesn't necessarily rely on the speed. There is technical craft there, but boy, the speed makes it unfair. And I'm just not sure that a normal fighter can do the things that Vasily does. They are spectacular, and they certainly complement his talent, and I suspect they'll even age well, but I'm not sure that just any fighter can be taught to do the things that Vasily does.
I chose Joshua Klitschko as the fight of the year. I know you've basically agreed with that ever since April 29. Now let me reach a little bit here. Is it, at this moment, the fight of the 21st century?
You could easily make that argument because it's the heavyweight championship of the world. And it had never before been exchanged that way. Well, Vladimir had already lost to Tyson Fury. Yeah. Then Tyson Fury kind of went away with a stinking fight. I guess kind of the title changed hands technically, right? The lineal title. But in a larger emotional sense, Vladimir Klitschko was the heavyweight champion of the last era. And he was coming up against the new era. And they're both 6'6", 250, and they're both Olympic gold medalists. And they both hit the deck and got up until the old man couldn't continue. I mean, like, that has never really happened in boxing history like that. 90,000 people, the whole thing. In North America, maybe we didn't experience it the same way because he's not from here and it didn't take place here. You could easily make the argument that given everything it is. But when you say the fight of the 21st century, we're also thinking about the pure action. So, like, when we think of, Gaddy Ward, or in the previous century, Pryor Arguello or something like that, or the Thriller Manila, the fight so far to me is Corrales Castillo 1. That was the special action fight, but the magnitude clearly can't compare with Joshua and Klitschko.
And I chose Anthony Joshua as the person of the year in boxing. I think his impact is immense. What's his future?
I swear, man, they got Kellerman here for honorable mention and shit. It's like, Jim Lampley, this is who I chose. So, Max, what do you think?
Well, he's the biggest star in boxing, and one of the biggest stars in sport worldwide. And when he hits in this country, which is likely a matter of time, it's going to be really, really something to see. This guy is not only is the goods, he has the goods, and maybe even the greats, which is even better. But he's big, he looks good, he's personable, he's charming, he knows why people pay their money, he's interested in being great, and he's a heavyweight. By the way, he's not going to be undefeated forever either. His the ways that he's vulnerable.
I like that. I like that.
He's
being very contrite. Max Kellerman admits that Anthony Joshua he's not going to stay undefeated. The way he fights, the way he the heavyweight landscape is extremely dangerous. Anyone's a fucking landmine out there. Joseph Parker might be a landmine, depending on how he fights. Although Anthony Joshua is the favorite to win that fight, no question about it. But the second you match him against a guy like Deontay Wilder, all bets are off the table. That is a 50-50 fight, right? And who's going to call that one? I mean, it just comes down to who you like.
He's going to be an enormous star for, I think, quite some time.
And it comes down to who lands first.
But his losses were as meaningful as his wins.
Right.
Thanks very much, Max.
Thank you, Max, for your insights. All right, you know what? He came fight news. Anatoly Lomachenko, trainer of the year. I'm going to give my own honorable mention. And not that I'm crowning fucking Lomachenko's pops, but, considering that he had all victories were solid. He beat Rigondeaux as a crescendo, and it is what it is. It is what it is. When guys like Jim Lampley never give Rigondeaux pound for pound credit, never, and then they want to rate Lomachenko number one after he beat Rigondeaux, it's totally hypocritical. So we're not gonna do that here, and we're gonna say Errol Spence Jr.'s trainer has done an awesome job. Who's your boy? Trainer Errol Spence. Fuck, man. I don't know all these trainers, man, but whoever training Errol Spence is doing a heck of a job. Whoever training Terrence Crawford is doing a heck of a job. He's doing an awesome job. And another honorable mention, Chris Eubank Jr. His pops. Chris Eubank Jr.'s pops. Chris Eubank Sr. Is he training? Yeah, I think he is. The father-son duo, that is another awesome pairing. And Chris Eubank Jr. has looked better and better each time out. He's got George Groves coming up. That's going to be an awesome fight. That's going to be the next awesome fight, along with Wilder Ortiz, Parker Joshua. This Groves versus Eubank Jr. is going to be the shit. Can't wait for that. And Chris Eubank Jr. has an awesome year. He could win this fucking tournament next year. Or sorry, this year. He can win this tournament now. And it all comes down to beating George Groves and then being the winner of Callum Smith versus who the fuck is he fighting? It's just an afterthought, eh? It's like this is the final. So we'll see what happens. EK Fight News. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you guys think on Max Kellerman's comments. You know what it is.